In your childhood, did you have any specific career aspirations? Like, what was your dream at that young age?
Oh, a young age was probably to be, a dancer or a gymnast. My father would say, whenever we'd go out, even in restaurants, I was doing cartwheels. I think I was one of those annoying kids that just wouldn't sit still. And I did ballet from like the age of 3 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I loved how it made me feel. I loved performing. It's funny because we did so many shows when we were younger, just, around local villages and stuff like that, and then bigger shows in London. But I'd be really confident on the stage dancing.
Yeah.
But then when it came to anything vocalising it, I would really be introverted and I just couldn't feel confident in that at all. But get me in front of 1,000 people dancing and I'd be fine. I really loved that.
So very, like, bodily confident, like very physically confident.
Well,
perhaps.
I don't know if it was... that's actually quite interesting. I've never thought about it like that, actually. I probably wouldn't say I was body confident because of then what sort of happened later in my life. But I knew that I could move.
Yeah.
And I think I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I wanted people to sort of see that you can get up and do that as well, whatever sort of shape, size, age you are. It's just cool to move.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you remember how you'd, like, after you were on the stage performing, do you remember how you'd feel immediately after?
Oh yeah, you're buzzed.
Yeah, you're completely...
Absolutely buzzed. It's the same as like teaching classes now. You just get a real euphoric feeling, and I just wish that you could bottle that and give it to people.
And how did your parents view this dream of yours?
I mean, my mum was kind of always backstage when we were doing shows, like helping out and sort of organising things, I guess, for other people. So she didn't really see me doing many performances as such. My dad would always make my costumes, which were
really?
I always have
That's so
the best
cool.
costumes because he's just so creative, and then everybody would want to borrow them.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted me to be happy. There was never really any pressure, but equally not much support.
How do you mean?
I'm not saying that I could have been a professional gymnast or dancer by any means at all, but I think if there was a little bit more encouragement, could have gone a different way.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe.
So it was almost that perhaps a little bit more push could have seen you a little bit further. And it's like a bit of a balancing act.
Yeah, and that's so hard for parents, isn't it?
And
like you don't want to be like the pushy mum, but you don't want to be the one that doesn't care either. So
exactly.
I think they were like bang in the middle of that.
Yeah. And like, I suppose with some children, if you are too pushy, they shut down.
Yeah.
So it just totally depends on
the individual.
Exactly. That's really cool that he made all your costumes, though. Do you still have them?
No.
Oh.
Just looking back on fond memories of them, like there's so many I can remember. Yeah, and he also made my sisters, and I can't remember what it was. Like maybe it was Jason and the giant beanstalk or something like that. But she was playing a cockerel. That's probably not in that show, is it? But he made this incredible headpiece.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that should be in a museum, Dad. Like, so skilled. It was brilliant.
So bring me to kind of high school. What's going on there? Are we thinking about the future? Are we just kind of being a teenager? What's going on?
Probably just being a teenager. I was still doing gymnastics, and I was competing at a amateur kind of level at that stage. I did a lot of training when a lot of my friends were kind of just going out having fun as well, which was great because I loved it. For me, it wasn't really a chore. I really enjoyed it. But there was definitely a stage where I felt the pressure to look a certain way and have the kind of, the right type of body. And as a teenager, that was kind of the 90s for us. So it was like heroin chic, so everybody was super skinny. And that definitely had an influence on me, and probably still does to this day, because I don't think you can really ever get rid of that kind of feeling or mindset. It's taken a lot of learnings, I think. But at the same time that I'm very much someone that can just crack on with it. I don't like to dwell on things or sort of bore people with my problems. So it's probably not a good thing, but I'm very good at hiding things. And I was yeah, that's definitely through my teenage years. Looking like I'm okay on the surface, but probably underneath I was suffering a little bit.
And was it the pressure specifically referring to like the heroin chic body and being skinny and all that kind of stuff? Was it from your coaches? Was it a society thing? Was it just kind of yourself putting that pressure on you?
Yeah, I think maybe a mixture of all of them, all of the above really. And it's something that, you know, I was never diagnosed as having an eating disorder, but it was something that we knew that's what was going on.